Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome to my channel. So, today we are gonna see, what if Sakura chose Naruto instead of Sasuke? Part 1, subscribe if you enjoy the video, let's start the story. Naruto's hair rebelled against him. The spiky mass of golden brown stubbornly formed around the goggles he wore. Well, I better start my daily warm-ups. Naruto did his daily routine in 1 hour. He locked his apartment and walked to the grocery store. Soon he had purchased his breakfast. Hey, kid. How are you feeling? I know those people were innocent. Why did I have to kill them? Don't worry about it. Today's your graduation, so you need to control your emotions. I know every technique Anbu knows, plus everything else you have taught me, yet I can't keep my conscience from nagging me. Which reminds me, why have you helped me all these years? I truly know what it is to be an outcast. Really? I was born with 9 tails. My family, other foxes, and other animals thought I was evil or something and shunned me because of it. Since I grew up being called a demon, it sunk into my mind that I was a demon. So that's when I gained my reputation of being Kyuubi, the 9-tails fox. You have a good heart and I will help you as much as possible so you don't go down the same road I did. It's a very unhappy road. Plus I got stuck in you because of it. So Fox, why did you attack my village? The fox stayed silent. You tell me when you are ready. By now they had reached the academy. Still lost in thought, he walked into Sakura. Her small gasp brought him back to reality. He watched as she fell to the gravel road. She suddenly felt a pair of strong hands go underneath the small of her back and the back of her knees. Her body felt a little too comfortable in the arms of the blonde boy. Color rushed to her cheeks. Naruto. I am so sorry, Sakura. I had a bad night last night and I'm a little out of it today. It's okay, and thanks for catching me. His sky blue eyes mesmerized her, that is, until he broke her from her trance. No problema. He has wonderful eyes. Wait. What am I thinking? I love Sasuke. Why am I thinking about this idiot like this? I should probably ask him to put me down nicely. Hey Naruto. Yeah? Could you put me down now? Yeah. Sorry about that. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Why do the adults think Naruto is a bad guy? He can be sweet sometimes, but that doesn't mean that I am falling for him. She thought, justifying it in her, that even though he had times he was nice, she still wouldn't fall for the blonde. Over the years he had matured more than most 12-year-olds would. Even though he was slightly shorter than her, he wasn't too obnoxious, but there were times when he would have to be defiant of people and say they were wrong. All those times people said he couldn't do something, he only received a challenge to prove them wrong. Sure, he could be childish every once in a while, but he was determined to prove he could be the best ninja ever alive. Sakura still didn't know why people said he was bad news and excuses like that. So why are you early, Naruto? I really don't know. I couldn't go to sleep anymore, so I got up. You? Sasuke is always early, so I thought I would be. Really? Well, you better hurry, he's already here. Really? Is my hair okay? Do I look okay? You look fine. Go talk to him. He said with a small smile tugging at the edges of his mouth. She ran off towards her love. Then she yelled over her shoulder. It was nice talking to you. You too. He muttered under his breath. Kit, why don't you tell her your feelings for her? It doesn't matter, Fox. As long as she is happy, it's fine with me, even if I'm not meant to be with her. Who am I to tell who she likes or should see? I will protect her no matter what people say or do to me. I will die to make her happy. Like I said before. You have a good heart, kid. I think you're getting too soft. Would you want me to just stop helping you? I know what it's like to be in love. No, I wouldn't want you to stop helping me, but what do you mean you were in love? Iruka-sensei came outside and called for everyone to come inside. Naruto was the last one to enter and one of the last ones to sit down. One by one I will call your name and you will report to the room across from this one. Of course everyone was called one by one. Then it came to Naruto. Uzumaki, Naruto. He heard a few remarks like, this is his 3rd time trying to pass. Or, I bet he'll fail. These he was used to, but he wasn't prepared for when he entered the other room. Hey Mizuki? Iruka inquired. Yeah? Did you hear about the Anbu that took out those 2 rogue ninjas? Yeah, I heard the shortest one, but also the most talented took them out. Kid, don't think that it will just distract your mind. Right. Okay Naruto, show us a bunshin. Okay. Gathering chakra, he performed the bunshin. Sadly, before he did, a simple phrase went through his mind. You killed those innocent men. He lost all control at the last second. He produced 3 ineffective clones. Iruka looked disappointed at him. I know he could do this, but what went wrong? I am so sorry Naruto, but you failed. You failed, Naruto. Go outside like the others and wait there. Iruka can't give this kid a break. He did produce 3 clones. Yes, that is true, they were ineffective though, and I can't do that without disobeying the rules. The boy walked calmly out of the building. He had failed miserably. What happened to Naruto? I don't want to talk about Fox. No problem, kid. The last student walked out. Everyone's parents congratulated their children. The Hokage was standing there with Iruka-sensei. Mizuki came up from behind Uzumaki to talk to him. The boy left with the man. I need to talk with you. Yes, Hokage. At night. Iruka. Come quick. Naruto stole the scroll. Mizuki yelled from behind Iruka's door. What? The large team of ninja met the Hokage at town square. Hokage. This is the last straw. Naruto has gone too far this time. Do you know what is contained in that scroll could destroy the leaf if it falls into the wrong hands? Yes, I know. Search for him. Asu. All the ninja yelled. Mizuki and Iruka ran in the same direction, but eventually they split apart. Naruto, where could you be? Iruka pondered. Meanwhile, the very same blonde boy stood in an open, yet secluded area of forest. A single wooden shack had been built in this clearing. So the rumors are true, Fox. Mizuki is the one who was after the scroll. Always thinking about your other life, aren't you? Well, I sort of have to just so I can keep my cover and stuff like that. I understand. Hey Naruto, you might want to get changed. Someone is coming and will be here in 5 minutes. The boy took the scroll into the shed with him. In a minute the male reappeared, dressed in his Anbu suit. Placing his hands in a seal, he whispered. Page Bunshin, no. One single carbon copy revealed itself. I quickly changed into Naruto's other clothes. The real Naruto threw dust all over his copy to make it look as though the clone had been working hard to learn from the scroll. A few minutes passed and Iruka was visible beside Naruto. Why did you do it, Naruto? The man demanded. Mizuki said if I learned a technique from this scroll I could pass. I have been able to perform one and I pass right. No, Mizuki is Naruto, get out of the way. Gunace filled Iruka's limbs and torso as he pushed the boy away. There in the trees was the traitor Mizuki. An evil smirk was spread across his rough face. So I guess you found out about my little plan. I'll do the village a favor and kill Naruto, then I'll go after you, my friend. The unattached one large shuriken that was held on his back. He threw it at the small ninja on the ground. Naruto got down. His sensei ordered. The copy obeyed. A sickening sound of metal-piercing flesh was heard. Naruto looked at Iruka. Why, sensei? Why did you save me? Because of Naruto I know what it's like to live without parents. I began to become the class clown so I would be recognized as someone and to be accepted by everyone. The real Naruto eyes started to moisten his eyelashes. Iruka knows the same pain and desire for recognition as I do. He really cares for me? Naruto thought for a while. He came to the conclusion that Iruka was definitely someone he had to protect. At that moment Mizuki yelled at the clone. Do you know why the village hates your guts? Do you know why most people wish you were never born? We are forbidden to talk about it. The black-haired man screamed. It's because you are the Nine-Tails demon fox. Silence took hold of the situation. No, that can't be true. The clone screamed and ran for his life. Mizuki. Naruto has a demon inside of him. Naruto lowered his head. But that doesn't classify him as a demon. He didn't get the choice of being the container of the Kyuubi. You won't get in my way, Iruka. The traitor yelled as he chucked the large shuriken at the dot. In an instant the copy stopped the weapon and yelled at him. You will not touch my sensei. You are challenging me, Fox. I could take you out in one move. Take your best shot, fool. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. 2,000 clones appeared from a big eruption of smoke. Mizuki froze in his steps. This is impossible. He screamed. Wow. Naruto mastered a high level in one day. These aren't illusions either, they're solid clones. Naruto's teacher thought. Since you won't attack, I'll come to you. They simultaneously attacked a fear-stricken Chunin. The fight had ended when the clones were bored of beating the living daylights out of the man. Iruka propped himself against a large tree. Naruto came here. I have something for you. The child stood in front of his teacher. Now close your eyes until I tell you to open them. Asu. He simply answered. He heard the rustle of fabric and a nice silky feeling caressed his forehead. Okay, you can open your eyes now. The boy obeyed. Congratulations on graduating. What Naruto said from his hiding place. The Anbu jumped from his hiding place. Iruka, can I have the scroll? I need Mizuki for interrogation and I thought I might as well return the scroll. How can I trust you? The black-haired man inquired. I'm an Anbu. What more proof do you need? Okay, I trust you. The short Anbu turned to leave, but spoke. Uzumaki, thanks for your assistance in catching a traitor. No problem, mister. I am known as Fox. The ninja's mask sort of seemed to agree with the elite ninja's words. Suddenly a few more Anbu appeared next to their comrade. Well done Fox, you seem to surprise us more and more each assignment. I didn't do this. Uzumaki Naruto did. You should thank him. But he's the one who stole the scroll. A tall, well-tanned man spoke. Yes, it is true he stole the scroll, but he also made up for it by capturing Mizuki. The real Naruto, also known as Fox by the Anbu, pointed to the bruised man lying on the grass completely unconscious. Take him and the scroll. I will report to the Hokage. Fox instructed. Raikai. His companions obeyed. The short ninja walked over to the two and bowed low. Thanks once again, Uzumaki. After watching you I bet you can fulfill your dream. I bid you farewell for now. With a poof of smoke the Anbu disappeared. His teammates did the same. It left Naruto and Iruka staring surprised at what had just occurred. Well, for a celebration gift I'm taking you out for ramen. Really, Iruka-sensei? That's awesome. Early in the morning the clone had returned to his house. The instant it entered the real boy appeared from the window on the opposite side of the house. How did it become a clone? Very well, I'm stuffed. Oh, I guess this is yours. Slowly untying his headband, the carbon copy handed it to Naruto. With a poof of smoke he disappeared. Soon the blonde had removed his Anbu clothing and hid them in a secret compartment in the wall. Well, I only got 4 hours until school starts. Naruto had soon jumped in and out of the shower. Still in his towel he went to the bedroom and faced the south wall. Steadily he stuck his hand into the wall. From someone else's point of view it looked as though he was reaching into the water. The wall sent ripples throughout itself every time he moved his forearm. With a little bit of difficulty he pulled out a large 4 foot by 5 foot trunk. Biting his thumb he placed his hand on the seal that had kept it closed. A large creak flew through the room as he opened it. The box had 4 compartments. The first 2 held a set of clothes. The third section held 28 weapons of many different types. The last section held a ton of scrolls. After grabbing the first pair of clothes the boy tried to place the weighted garments on. Soon he had the heavy material on. It wasn't too heavy, but just enough to help him train while everyday things occurred. His black shirt and pants didn't seem to absorb light at all. In fact they appeared to not react to light at all. His cloak was different. Its red color made him stand out. The white fire design that protruded about a foot from the bottom of the coat made it even more noticeable. On the back of the material it had a few symbols on it. Only Naruto knew what they said. Before he put the chest away he grabbed 2 katanas, placing them in the sheaths on his legs, 10 shurikens, where he put in the holsters on his thighs, 5, those he put on his waist holsters, and a few scrolls that he placed in his inner pockets on his coat. He was ready for the day. Even though he still had about 2.5 hours before school, he left his house. He practically skipped to Ichiraku's. After eating about 5 bowls of ramen he headed towards the academy. No one was there yet until he stepped into the classroom. Iruka looked up from his papers and noticed the boy. Naruto staggered. What are you doing here so early? I wasn't tired so I came to class early. Really, well, you can take your seat and wait for the day to start. Oh, and by the way, nice clothes. Thanks, they were my father's. I guess he has figured out who his father is. That cloak he wears is the 4th. 45 minutes passed. By that time Sasuke, Sakura, Ino and Shikamaru had come into the room. 15 more minutes passed and everybody else was sitting and chatting. Once the last second on the clock notified it was time to stop talking and begin class, Iruka stood up. Quiet class. The man ordered. Instantly everyone was silent. Iruka continued. Good job on graduating. Now, I will list the people who will be meeting with their new senseis today. When I call you please come and stand with your team. Team 10 Nara Shikamaru, Akimichi Chouji and Yamanaka Ino. Team 8 Inyazuka Kiba, Aburam Shino and Hyuga Hinata. Team 7 Uchiha Sasuke, Haruno Sakura and Uzumaki Naruto. A lot of gasps erupted from the class. Everyone started looking for the blonde boy, but all was in vain. Iruka looked all over the place too and did see him. Naruto, aren't you going to come down? I'm already here, sensei. Soon their attention was directed towards the newly dressed genin standing next to Sakura. Everyone's thought was the same, I didn't see him even walk up there. Okay, you 3 teams go to your separate rooms where your senseis will meet with you in about 30 minutes. Your team number will be posted on the door. Yes, sensei. The 9 marched to their respective rooms. A half an hour had passed and the other 2 came. 30 more minutes passed, still no one came for team 7. Another hour passed and still no one showed up. Naruto had been sitting in the front row with his feet propped up on the desk. Sasuke had been sitting with his arms crossed and eyes closed. Sakura was staring at Sasuke whenever she could. Without breaking the silence the blonde stood up and placed a chalkboard eraser near the top of the slightly open sliding door. Naruto, what are you doing? Sakura asked. That's the penalty for being late. The blonde responded. Do you really think you would fall for such a simple little trick? Sasuke inquired. That instant a hand appeared on the edge of the door. Next a head showed itself. With a puff of chalk dust the person's head was hit by the chalkboard eraser. Bullseye. The boy yelled. The gray-haired sign. Well, my first impression of this team is you're a bunch of idiots. All three genin sort of slumped their backs. Well, follow me. Obediently they followed. Once outside they sat on the safety railing while the three students sat on some steps. So my name is Kakashi and I will be your sensei. One by one you will tell me your name, your likes, dislikes, and dreams. I'll start. As you already know, I am Kakashi. I have lots of things I like and few things I dislike. My dreams I would rather not say. That's helpful. Sakura stated sarcastically, he didn't tell us much. You on the left, let's start with you. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. I like ramen, pulling pranks every once in a while, and my job. I dislike a couple of things. My dream is to become Hokage. That way everyone will stop disrespecting me and look up to me. Okay. Next. I am Haruno Sakura. I like a certain boy. My dislikes I would rather not say, and my dream is for someone to acknowledge me. Next. My name is Uchiha Sasuke. I don't feel like telling you my likes or dislikes. My dream is to restore my clan and kill a certain person. This is an interesting bunch. Okay, now that we know each other I want to tell you that you will be meeting me at the training field at 8 o'clock in the morning. Oh, and don't eat breakfast unless you like to puke. The man walked away. The day passed and night came. Morning then crept from the depths of the horizon. All three met halfway to the training grounds. No one talked the whole way. It was 7:55 when they arrived. 35 minutes flew by and their sensei finally appeared. But you all made it. Kakashi pulled out an alarm clock and set it to go off at 11 o'clock. Let me explain. You three need to try and get these bells from me before time runs out. You have 3 hours to try and get them. But there are only 2 of them and 3 of us. The girl protested. Well, that's for you to figure out. Ready to go. Kakashi yelled, turning around. 2 people disappeared. Naruto just stood there. The man wasn't paying attention. Running at a good speed the boy launched himself at the dot. Kakashi whipped around and grabbed the boy, throwing him across an open area. Naruto twisted in the air and skidded along the ground. Compared to the others, you're a bit weird. Proud of it, sensei. Okay. Once again the blonde launched himself at the man. They reached into his back pouch and were rummaging around for something. Naruto stopped. Kijutsu, or in other words hand-to-hand combat. That's one of my best. The genin thought. To his surprise the man didn't pull out a kunai or shuriken, but a book. He's mocking me. Why are you reading that book? The 12-year-old demanded. To find out what happens next. Hawks, can I just knock him out or something? No, you would give away too much. Okay. Then what can I do? Just fight and look for an opening and attack then. Asu. Blitzing towards the male with a kunai in hand he began to attack. Kakashi kept dodging while reading that perverted book of his. With one more attack the boy ended up with his back facing his sensei. Naruto never lets your opponent get behind you. The man's hands formed a single seal. From Sakura's point of view, that attack looked like it could completely destroy Naruto. Naruto got out of there. She screamed. He looked behind him. Right as he did, Kakashi thrusted his hands forward. At the last second the boy jumped a foot into the air, grabbed Kakashi's hands, and kicked back. His feet connected with the unsuspecting ninja's face. The elite nin flew through the air a couple yards. Since when was Naruto this good? The other 2 genin asked themselves. After skidding a little, Naruto was on top of him. With one quick jerk of his hand he grabbed a bell and walked off. Don't underestimate me. You found that out the hard way. Oh crap, that kid's got a good kick. What do I do now? He got the bell fair and square, but he didn't use teamwork. It only took him an hour to get the bell. I might, as well, see if the other 2 can get one. A few hours later. Well, not exactly what I expected, but still you fail. What? Naruto, you fought solo. Sakura, you went looking for Sasuke and didn't consider helping Naruto who was right in front of you, and Sasuke, you thought you were too good, so you went solo too. Even though Naruto got a bell, you 3 still fail because you didn't catch on to the main goal of this test. What was the goal, sensei? The tied-up girl asked. Teamwork. Now I will give you a second chance after lunch. Naruto and Sasuke may eat, but Sakura can't. If any of you give her your food you will all fail. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Kakashi. The boys answered. The poof of smoke and their master was gone. The boys opened their meals. But soon after opening his, Naruto held his next to Sakura's head while he cut her free. Eat. Kakashi said. He's gone by now, and plus you won't be useful if you're hungry. Am I right? Well, she thought about it for a minute before she responded. Okay, if you are sure it's okay with you. She lightly grabbed it from his grasp. Arigato, Naruto. No problem. Suddenly a large explosion appeared. Kakashi came from the smoke with an angry expression on his face. You. Everyone flinched and fell backwards. Sakura's food flew high into the air. Pass. What? You pass. Is it that hard to understand? But why? You guys are the first to ever pass. Everyone else did, as I said, and they're all a bunch of idiots. A ninja must see underneath. Those who break the rules are called scum, but those who don't care about their comrades are lower than scum. All three of them were silent. You all passed. As of tomorrow we are going to do missions. Kakashi and Sasuke walked away while the other two stood there. We became ninja. Sweet. Naruto was jumping up and down. So was Sakura. Hell yeah. Wait until my mom hears about this. Right after their ranting stopped, Sakura's food landed on her head. Crap. She exclaimed. The rice and other contents of the food box spilled all over her. Naruto looked at her with an amused smile plastered on his face. Here he handed the pink-haired girl a bottle of mineral water. It's a special mineral water. Wash your hair with it and it should get all the food out of it. Oh, and here I use this as a towel. He took off his cloak and handed it to Sakura. Thanks again, Naruto. No problem. You don't mind if I walk you home afterwards? No, I don't mind. I don't think my parents mind either. Okay. She took about 20 minutes to wash her locks. Returning to his side, she gave back his coat. He looked at the soaked garment. With one quick hand sign it seemed to dry instantly. The blonde placed it back on his body and gestured for them to start. They didn't seem to talk much about anything. After they had gotten near the east side of the village, Sakura stopped in front of a semi-large house. It had a fenced-in front yard with a large cherry tree on the right. Wow, you got a big house. Not really. No, seriously, compared to my apartment, this place is huge. It's a little big for me and my mother, but we've gotten used to it. I hope you don't mind if I ask where your father is. He died protecting me from some people who wanted to kidnap me and use me for something weird. Sorry I asked. Don't worry about it. That was 2 years ago. Well, I better get going. My mother usually gets worried if I'm not home within an hour after things have ended. Well, I guess I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Sakura. Get in the house, dear. Yes, mother. Naruto stood there for a minute, thinking to himself. Hawks, that was the year I joined the Anbu. Maybe I can find out something about it in the archives. Naruto, do you sense that? Yeah, what do you think it could be? For some strange reason I know that smell, but I can't identify it. Oh well. It's probably something unimportant. But Sakura and Mrs. Haruno. Honey, what took you so long? I spilled some stuff all over my hair and Naruto. Is that boy's last name Uzumaki? Yes, why do you ask? Oh, nothing, dear. So you were saying. Naruto gave me some mineral water and his cloak and I washed up my hair. Then he walked me home. Really? That's good. Why? His clan was the strongest in the entire world. She said with a matter-of-factly tone. Really, does he know? No, not that I know of. Well, enough of that. Can you go to the grocery store and get us some milk, bread and chocolate while you're at it? Yes, mother. The girl put a coat on and stepped out of the house. Mrs. Haruno ran from the kitchen hoping to catch her before she left the front yard. Right, as she stepped out of the house she witnessed her daughter being grabbed, knocked out and thrown over her captor's shoulder. The man's long blue hair was all she caught before he disappeared. The woman screamed. Naruto heard and came running. Mrs. Haruno, what's the matter? They took Sakura. The terrified woman pointed at the blurry objects jumping into the distance. I'll go tell the Hokage. The boy jumped off towards the tower. Just before he reached it he pressed his hands together and whispered a few words. A red ball enveloped him. When he exited his clothes were that of Anbu's. His mask showed the face of a fox. His weapons didn't disappear with the rest of his other clothes but stayed in their holsters. He again pressed his hands together and 3 Anbu showed up next to him. What's the crisis, Fox? Haruno Sakura has been taken from her home by unknown people. Shark, go tell the Hokage, Wolf and Hawk go talk to Mrs. Haruno. She needed someone to comfort her. I will go after the girl. Be careful, Fox. If it's the same men that tried to take her 2 years ago then they will do anything to keep her. They killed her father last time. We don't want to lose you. Sure thing, Wolf. Let's go, people. The boy commanded. Yes, sir. They went their separate ways. But Sakura. Where am I? Why am I moving when I'm laying down? Wait. Who is this that is carrying me? Why can't I move? What is that yellow blur coming towards me? Suddenly her senses came back to her. She saw the burly man holding her over his shoulder. The yellow blur was soon in front of her and knocked her off the man's shoulder. The Anbu caught her before she hit the ground below her. The feel of the Anbu's arms felt a little familiar and quite wonderful to be in. "Why did you take her?" A rough but boyish voice shouted. "We have our purposes. I see you aren't from any of the 5 major powers. You're correct, but you won't live long enough to find out where we are from." "Hyoten. Roganadder no Jutsu," the enemy yelled. The low rumble could be heard behind the enemy. A large blanket of snow began to head towards Naruto. The snow turned into the form of wolves. "So the Wolfang avalanche technique. That's all you got. Kaiten. Karyuenden." The large fire shaped like a dragon shot from the boy's mouth. It melted all the snow and burned the man to a tender crisp. The Anbu then took out his 2 katanas and charged at the 4 men. They drew and tried to attack. The clash of metal was heard all the way to the gate of Kahona. Naruto was able to kill one of them but didn't see the attack that followed. While 2 of the men kept his 2 arms occupied, the other gave a wound that went from the top of his left shoulder all the way to the bottom right of his stomach. Still in pain, he used chakra to spin himself. His 2 swords sliced through their necks. The last one looked shocked and tried to run. Hyoten. Kakuryudo Fusetsu. The large black chakra dragon with red eyes pursued its prey until it connected with its target. The blood dripped from Naruto's wound. He stumbled over to Sakura. "Ms. Haruno, are you alright?" "Yes. What is your name?" "You may call me Fox." "Thank you for saving me." He fell to his knees. "Oh my, you're hurt. Here, let me help you to my house. My mother can help you." "No, I must return you to your house. Don't worry about me. I have a high tolerance to pain. I don't want to get my blood on your nice dress, so get on." He turned his back to her. She obeyed and he was off. Soon her house was visible from their position. He stopped at the door and rang the bell. It opened. "Mrs. Your daughter is here." The woman was in a bright white nightgown and a red robe covering her frame. Tears streamed down her face as she looked at her daughter's sleeping form. Wolf came to the door and picked the girl off his companion's back. The older Haruno looked at the Anbu who stood in the dark. She wrapped her arms around him and whispered in his ear. "Thank you so much. You have no idea how precious she is to me." "I actually know how precious she is. I'm sorry about your gown." She looked at her now blood-covered nightgown. "Don't worry about it. Please come in and I will look at your wound. We Harunos are known for our medic ninjutsu. You're going to need to take off your armor and shirt." He obeyed. "Fox, don't heal me. When you are, the seal is visible on my stomach." "No prob, Kit. Could you come over for dinner tomorrow?" "Sure, Mrs. Haruno, but you know that I have to remain in my mask." "That's okay with me." Naruto waited patiently as the woman bandaged him up. She noted that his body looked pretty good for a young person. "So Fox, how old are you?" "Your daughter's age." "Really? You're an Anbu at this age. Am I the first one you told?" "Most Anbu I know don't know how old I am. I have researched your clan and found that your clan is the type that can keep a secret. I know I can trust you." "Do you have any parents?" "No, they died 12 years ago." "Sorry to bring it up. Do you have any relatives?" "Nope. Everyone in my family is dead. I am the only one left after the Kyuubi attack." "So how have you gotten through life all these years?" "The Hokage has helped me a lot. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. We all love our Hokage." "Yeah. You could say he's sort of a grandfather figure." Silence was all that seemed to welcome them as the conversation ended. After finishing her work, Mrs. Haruno began another conversation. "So do you like my daughter?" "Why are you asking me this?" "Just wondering, because she's supposedly in love with Uchiha Sasuke." "Go figures. Almost every girl I know likes him. From age 10 all the way to age 30. It's sort of creepy if you know what I mean." "Are you jealous?" "Why would I have the reason to?" "Because he's one of those silent cool types that all girls love. From what I can tell, you're the type that is kind-hearted and confident. Don't worry, your type isn't noticed until girls get the idea that the Sasuke type would never love them." "Well, thanks for everything, Mrs. Haruno. Do you mind if I go say goodbye to Sakura?" "Not at all. Just don't get any bad ideas or I'll kill you." He flinched at her comment. She then put on a comforting smile. "It's the second door on the right." "Thanks." The Anbu opened her bedroom door. She was sleeping softly on a big bed. He stood there watching the covers rise and fall. He lowered his head and took off his mask just so his mouth was visible. "I shouldn't." He moved his mouth higher on her face and kissed her forehead. Soon he was back downstairs. The elder Haruno was no longer in sight, so he thought he should leave. His broken armor was back on his small but muscular frame. As he reached for the doorknob, Naruto's shoulder was tapped. "I would like you to take this. It's a thank you gift for all that you've done." "I don't deserve this," he coolly replied. "No, you do. It was my husband's and Sakura can't use it and I have no use for it. Please take it. Okay, if you're sure I can have it. But before you leave, could you pull out the blade? Just for one last look at it. Sure, no problem. He quickly drew the silver blade. For some strange reason a spiral of yellow started to encircle the metal. Then all of a sudden a red spiral encircled the blade the opposite way of the yellow. Usually the blade doesn't react to someone outside of our clan. I will need to research this strange occurrence. Thank you once again, Fox. I am eternally grateful to you for saving my daughter. The boy placed an arm behind his head and scratched it. Don't mention it. Your daughter is worth it. She sort of flinched at the kind comment. Before she could say another thing, a puff of smoke replaced the Anbu. That kid is interesting. But Naruto. Hopefully I didn't give too much information. He gathered a lot of chakra and sent out an invisible chakra shock wave. He sensed no one was awake for about 100 yards. After looking around, just in case, he pressed his hands together and another red globe surrounded him. He exited and was once again in his father's clothes. I went to sleep. We have some lame missions tomorrow. Well, it's not your fault that you're a genin. Remember, just try not to show off. Yeah. Silently he walked home. Once inside, Naruto put on his PJs. His dreams were centered on his pink-haired teammate. A small knock on the window woke the 12-year-old from his sleep. Rubbing the sleep from his eyes, he peered out the window. Kakashi was sitting on the metal railing on Naruto's patio. He walked outside. Did you need something, Kakashi? I heard that you usually eat ramen, so I brought you some fruits and vegetables. Thanks for your concern. We are still meeting in 2 hours, or are you going to be late? I'll try to get there on time. You better, or I'll come looking for you, and believe me, you won't want me to. The boy raised his fist in his sensei's face. The man slightly flinched and began to jump after handing the basket to his student. Oh, be careful, Kakashi, I just cleaned those rails. The man was sent flying downwards towards the ground. His face drove into the dirt. Now he tells me crap, that hurts. Sorry, I should have told you earlier. Naruto yelled over his shoulder as he went back inside. Those 2 hours passed by quickly. Hello, team. Kakashi was on time for once. We have a few missions to do today. I guess we should get started. 1 hour later. Naruto in position. Sasuke in position. Sakura in position. Is the target visible? Yes, they all answered in a low tone. Ready to go. The three jumped from their locations. Their target yelped in surprise and tried to run away. Naruto grabbed it before it could move. The cat had been caught. Sakura, Sasuke, and Kakashi high-fived each other as the cat started to wrestle with Naruto in the background. When they returned to the NJA, the feline was handed over to a large woman. Stupid cat. He deserves that torture. The scratched-up boy stated. Well, good job completing 5D missions in one day. The next mission is when the Hokage starts. No thanks. I want a different mission. These are getting too easy. Naruto proclaimed. I agree, Sasuke agreed mentally. Why is he like this? He's the one who's always getting injured. Sakura proposed internally. I thought he was going to do this. Kakashi thought. Naruto, stop complaining. You have to have simple jobs and then you work your way up. Haruka yelled. But we keep getting lame missions. Sasuke could do this with his eyes closed. The compliment? Sasuke wondered. Shut up, Naruto. Kakashi ordered, hitting him in the head. Naruto, you know how the system works, but I am willing to accept it. At your current level you can take a C-rank mission if your sensei agrees to it, that is. The elder man suggested. Please sensei, I so badly want to do this. The boy exclaimed. I guess we can. What's the mission? It's a protection mission. Let me introduce Tazuna. He is a bridge builder. You will be escorting him to the country of Wave. This is my protection. 3 brats. Are they actually ninja? Especially that short one. I kill him. Naruto screamed. Before the boy could attack, his teacher had grabbed his coat and kept him from moving forward. We are supposed to protect him, not kill him, Naruto. Fine, but one more comment and not even you will be able to stop me. Naruto, you're such a dope. The raven-haired boy announced. Shut up. The blonde countered. Both of you knock it off before I do it for you. Sakura scolded. Naruto stopped calling Sasuke that. Everyone flinched from her comment. She was known to be a little drastic when it came to calming people down. What an interesting bunch. Tazuna thought. Team 7 met at the gate as soon as they could. Everyone had prepared for a long trip. Let's go. Why are you so excited about Naruto? The girl asked. To tell you the truth, I've never been outside the village. Tazuna overheard and asked Kakashi. Am I going to be safe with little brat? Don't worry, I'm an elite ninja. I should give him a punch to the face for that. Cool it. I know you can't use much of your power due to the fact that Kakashi was an Anbu, but you can't let this guy get to your head. You, old geezer. What do you want? The name is Uzumaki Naruto. I will protect you during this mission and finish it even if it costs me my life. The boy has determination, I'll give him that. Well, let's go. The boy yelled, running down the road. Naruto, wait up. Kakashi screamed after the boy. I swear he's going to get us all killed. The group traveled for about 5 hours before stopping. As they were beginning to stop, they passed by a seeming large puddle. Kit. I know they are most likely going to go for Kakashi first, then probably take Sakura out. Knowing Kakashi, since I read up on him in the Anbu files, he's definitely seen them. Just as he had predicted, 2 ninjas replaced the puddle and wrapped a large chain around the jounin. One down. In an instant, Kakashi was cut to pieces. They then wrapped up Sakura. She couldn't move, that is until she felt herself move. Naruto used a replacement to switch places with her. She looked at him with tears in his eyes. Sasuke took care of them. He yelled as the chain ripped through him. 2 down. Sasuke became angered and launched at the 2 demon brothers. Using a shuriken and a kunai, he stuck the chain into a nearby tree and therefore trapped them. After grabbing their arms, he kicked both of their heads. The deadly chain snapped off their gauntlets, freeing them from its grasp. The only thing they weren't free of was Sasuke's wrath. Punch after punch, the Uchiha beat them to a bloody pulp. Suddenly Kakashi appeared and stopped the boy from going any further. Stop, Sasuke. Control yourself. They killed Naruto. He struggled against his sensei's grip. Why would Sasuke care about Naruto? It's not like he's his friend. Sakura pondered. I know, Sasuke, but if you don't control your anger, then we won't be able to find out what they were doing. Fine. Uchiha walked off with his hands in his pockets. Sakura followed him. Izuna. I need to speak with you. Sweat was forming on the builder's face. You said in your description that you would need only minimal protection from bandits, robbers, and maybe animals. You never mentioned that other ninjas from other countries would be after you. Because of this, Konoha lost one of its most powerful ninjas. What do you mean? The ninja known as Uzumaki Naruto is an Anbu. I know this because this morning I saw a tattoo on his left shoulder. It was the tattoo of an Anbu, and they are considered more powerful than Jounin. I don't know why he would have gotten killed on a C-rank mission when he could do S-rank missions by himself. He might have been careless and thought this would be a breeze, but he thought wrong. I looked in the Anbu files this morning before I met with my team. There was only one Anbu whose name wasn't known. Naruto fits the descriptions perfectly. Probably the only reason why he died was because he used the replacement to switch places with Sakura. After using it, he couldn't perform it for another 5 seconds. I might be the only one who knows he was an Anbu. But Sasuke and Sakura. Neither talked. They both just wanted to have silence. Why did he switch places with me? I should be the one dead, not him. Why him? The question was so sudden it caught her off guard. What? Why him, Sakura? He was treated as dirt throughout his childhood, yet he was able to stand the pain of everyone's dark glares and harsh words. He knows the pain of feeling alone. It's like a living hell. Why was he killed? Sasuke, please don't beat yourself up about it. What can I say that will help? I was given parents. Sasuke's parents were killed by his brother, and Naruto wasn't given any parents after he was born. Why not Sakura? If I had been faster in making the choice to attack, I could have saved you, and Naruto wouldn't be dead. She had always known the boy for keeping his emotions in check, but he was mentally breaking down. The only thing she knew to do in a situation like this was. Sakura. He looked at the girl that was hugging him. Please stop blaming yourself. It wasn't your fault. He chose to take my place. I regret that I won't be able to say thanks for everything he did for me. What are you talking about? Throughout his childhood, I treated him like everyone else did. There were times when I was being teased and he would defend me. I lost count last year how many times he saved me or stood up for me. So don't beat yourself up when I'm the one who treated him like dirt. You treated him as a friend. Up until now, he was a little uncomfortable with what the pink-haired girl did, but after hearing her confess what she had done, he returned her hug. Minutes later, they separated and looked at each other and blushed. Thanks. The chorus. Are you two done? We need to continue with the mission, that's what Naruto would want. They walked next to their sensei in a dead silence. 2 hours later, they stopped. Everyone down. Kakashi ordered. Instantly a large blade swirled over their heads. When they looked up, there stood a man on the large sword that was implanted in a tree. I finally got to meet the famous copycat Kakashi. The tone of his voice chilled their blood.